Hello, everybody, and welcome back to In Our Humble Opinion. Now, it's just me today because Tom had a child, so congratulations to Tom and happy holidays to everyone. So let's get started. I'm going to go straight to the point because last time we didn't have time to do this because, you know, I had a car thingy happen or whatever. Oh God, what's it doing? McAfee, leave me alone. You didn't see that. It's all good. Anyway, I want to get right into Buffalo. We have a matchup coming on Christmas Day that's going to be wild. But I want to get right to the Bills because they only helped with the Cowboys thing yesterday, where they beat them really bad at home. Also goes into the Cowboys. They're just not very good on the road, obviously. I mean, they have a record of showing that, a track record. Me and Tom have been telling you all year we don't really believe in them too much, and they kind of showed that. They played an elite team or a team at least playing at a very elite level right now, and they didn't show up on the road. They're just a different team, and the facts are the facts. Now, as you can see, they have clinched as well as the Eagles, but the problem is the Cowboys are going to have to go on the road. That's what it looks like right now. Because looking at their schedules, the Eagles have a chance to win that division. But if the Cowboys do win the division, at least get one home game, okay? Which is good. Maybe the 49ers get upset, but I don't see that. That's the way they're playing right now. But the Cowboys got to show me they can win on the road because it looks like they're going to have to do that in order to make a Super Bowl, or at least probably going to have to do that twice. And I don't know if they can because on the road they're just not the same team. Now the Eagles are a whole another problem. They're just not playing well right now. Jalen Hurts looks injured. Team's just not executing very well defensively. Their secondary's a mess. They're kind of a team if their defensive line doesn't get there, they don't really. Defense really doesn't play well. They have to get pressure with the front four, which is crazy. And they have a good rotation of linemen, but it's just the linebackers are kind of mid. The secondary, Bradbury's just he's getting destroyed. The guy's old. I mean, he looks old. Slade's just pretty good. He's not great. I mean, you get it's. Let's get to the point though. The Bills. I want to get to the Bills. We can get to talk about this. They are the scariest team. There they are in the AFC. Because here's the thing with them. As far as like dark, I wouldn't even call them a dark horse anymore. They're just a really good team. The dark horse, I would actually say, out of all these teams in the AFC, would actually be the Colts or the Browns. Actually, I would say the Browns because I think people are letting the Browns off because they Joe Flacco. But I'm telling you, get Joe in the playoffs. That'll be a scary team to play. I would not want to play them because that man always steps up in playoffs. And one thing about him, he is not afraid to throw the ball. Now, is he a statue? Yes. If you can get pressure, you're fine. But that's really it. I mean, but the Bills, they're looking really good. They're playing hard. Their defense looks impressive. The defensive line, Ed Oliver has really stepped up. He's took that step that they've been waiting for when they drafted him. The guy has always had a lot of talent, shown flashes, but this year he's been really consistent. Team's playing really well on all sides of the ball. They're running the ball, which is the important thing. That is the coordinator. Getting rid of Glenn Dorsey. I know he was friends with Josh Allen. They're really good friends, but it's actually really helped their team because they are a run-based team now. Josh Allen's he's a great player. So the compliment to that is impressive because then you have his ability to run and throw is scary with a good running game. Dalvin Cook's brother's been playing really well, especially in that game. Really killed it. They're a scary team. I think they're one of the contenders. I know they're not in the playoffs yet, but if they make the playoffs, I understand that doesn't mean they will. Colts have been impressive too. They're just battling hard. But if they make the playoffs, the Bills are the scariest of all those teams. No one's going to want to play them, including the Ravens, who it would be a good game. I don't care. I think it would be an epic game. I still think the Ravens are the best team in the AFC right now, but it's going to be a tight game if they play them. And if Buffalo beat them, would I be surprised? Absolutely not. Buffalo's rolling right now. They are rolling. Absolutely rolling. And I just wanted to get that in because we didn't get to talk about that last time. And they've just been really impressive lately. On the NFC side, the 49ers have been rolling, but there's another 49ers are rolling. You got three clinch teams on that side. You got the 49ers, the Cowboys, and the Eagles, as you can see on your screen. And the Ravens are the only team in the AFC so far. Now, I want to point this out, too. I know Tom doesn't share my sentiment. I think the Browns, to me, are the dark horse team because that defense is legit. We know they can play the Ravens. We've seen that in Baltimore. They're not afraid of that. They won that game. Now, they did have Deshaun, but I actually think Joe's comparable for how he played this year, so I think it's fair. I don't think it's a step down like the other two quarterbacks. I thought they were kind of a step down. I think it's about the same guy. Little different skill set, but Joe's a gamer. He's going to play hard in every game. They are my dark horse team. They're scary. The Bengals, I get Browning's playing well. But I just nah. I'm sorry. I don't think they're gonna win. I think they're like the Ravens last year with Tyler Huntley. They're tough. They're gonna play you hard, but I don't think they maybe win a playoff game. I'll give them that, which is still impressive. Not hating. Love the Bengals' determination. They're playing a lot better on all sides of the ball, looking good. But no, nah. Jaguars, yeah, they're uh they're looking kind of beat up. Their team, Trevor Lawrence is good, but he always makes a couple mistakes. I think he's a really good player. I don't think he's took that step yet, but also I think he's still young. So I don't want everyone to be disparaging towards him. The guy's gonna get there. He's a great player. It's fine. The team's just something's missing. They're always like messing up, not making the plays when you need them most. They're just not there yet. I think they can win a game though in the playoffs. But honestly, if they play the Colts, I just love how the Colts are playing. So that would be a tough one for them. Anyway, let's go to the NFC because I want to get a little bit into another team I think is a sleeper, the Rams. Now, I talked about them when they played the Ravens a couple weeks ago. They really played great, and they just played this Thursday. Won again. Matt Stafford is dishing, man. He's throwing Puanuka, sorry, I always mess his name up. And Cooper Kupp, they're both there. They're playing well. I mean, and if you're a receiver, why wouldn't you want to play with this guy? You got the most yards in the season by a player, Calvin Johnson, wide receiver. Rookie records about to be Puanuka probably. You know, it's just like, who doesn't want to play with Calvin Johnson? Not Calvin Johnson. Who doesn't want to play with Matt Stafford? He's impressive. He's a very good quarterback player. He will just throw you the ball. And then we got the Lions. I want to get into them. You see them at the 3 seed. They're starting. They played well last week. They're so up and down though. I think like Tom was saying, we and him talked about it. They're still learning how to win. Still learning how to win. But it's like their first taste of that. But I do think they're going to win the division. I saw that they had their shirts already out. A little premature, guys. Slow down. I do think their team's very good, but maybe one playoff win I'll give them. Okay, that's it. I think they could beat the Eagles and the Cowboys if they're home. But after that, they're not beating the Niners. Not the way they're constituted right now, unless someone gets hurt. The Dolphins, you can see them on our screen as well. I'm sorry, I'm flipping fast because I just want to get into everything. The Dolphins, when they are fully healthy, they are a team to me, in my opinion. Now, me and Tom differ on them and the Chiefs, but I'm just going to tell you my opinion on both of these teams. I love that because you got to have different opinions. And Tom knows his football, so I give him respect. But the Dolphins, I think they're scary because he's right. There are a lot of Ferraris, but if that team gets rolling on you, you'll be down by 20. And then you got to work your way back, and they just can keep pouring it on. You just cannot let them get started because they can just run you off the field. They really can. Now, I want to see how that works in late January, February when it's cold and you're playing football. If you got to go on the road, that's the thing. If they can get home field, I think it would be very big for them. I know they lost to Tennessee in that wild game, but they're on that fast track in the nice heat, the warm weather in Miami. They're good. When you're in that cold weather, it's hard to do all that because it's just a mess. And unfortunately for them, the Jaguars have really tanked. So you're not going to we're going to play the AFC Championship game against the Jaguars in Jacksonville. Right now, it looks like Kansas City and Baltimore are probably with this. Now, Baltimore's schedule is hard, the Ravens. But Kansas City's, they're probably going to be the second one. If the Ravens fall off in this, I think they're going to take it over them because their schedule is a lot easier. I mean, if they went out, now I know Tom said he doesn't believe in the Chiefs. I think they are the most vulnerable this year. The Chiefs have been. But I think the pedigree, the winning pedigree, having that guy quarterback, Mr. Mahomes, I think they're going to be, and Andy Reid's a great coach. I think they're going to be tough out, okay? I think it's going to be a tight game. If you beat them, you're going to have to play to the end. I told you, that is still the man. That is the new Tom Brady, okay? It's Pat Mahomes' league. They're going to give them the calls. You got to beat that team. You have to beat that team. And even as a Ravens fan, they're still scary because it's going to be a dogfight. Definitely is. And they're used to cold weather. You're not going to get that, oh yeah, Baltimore. Oh, they play in Kansas City, bro. It's cold there, okay? We've seen the snow. It's okay. Buccaneers are here, but honestly, the Rams are playing better than. But Buccaneers, Baker Mayfield, what a day he had. All respect to him. Guys he's like a mercurial quarterback. Everyone has like different opinions. Some like him, some don't. There's no in the middle with him. I think though I have a middling opinion. I think he's pretty good. I don't know. He's not number one pick good, but he's not a bust either. I mean, that's ridiculous. He's a solid quarterback, and the guy played a great game. Now, Tom can attest to this more. We have to get into it because this is his team, and they were in the hunt, but now it's been rough for him the last 2 weeks. That defense, he's right. Joe Barry's got to go. I mean, every week like he said, they have trouble. We talked about last show. They never get the stop after they score. And last game was just ridiculous. Baker Mayfield, you saw the stats. They were throwing all over and people wide open in the secondary. It's cover 4. It's a mess. But it is not on Jordan Love. And anyone saying that is ridiculous. This thing, we got to give him one more year. Okay, you can do that, but let's be honest. He is the one that's been kicking butt, man, okay? He really has. So, I don't know. I don't agree with that. If you hear any noise in the background, I do have a daughter, so she's one. Leave her alone. Anyway, but yeah, the Packers. I just feel bad because they really had a shot this year, and I mean they are young. They'll be fine. They'll be back to the youngest roster, and still a good year in my opinion if you're a Packers fan because you're growing. And yes, you do need a new defensive coordinator, though. I agree with that with Tom on that one. Okay, so now we get to the matchup we all been waiting for because the Ravens have a rough schedule. I agree. Realistically, Christmas Day is going to be great, by the way. Christmas night, open your presents, watch this wonderful game. It's going to be great. I hope. The 49ers are really good. Now, it's in San Francisco. I do think the 49ers, if I was picking, I'd probably pick them by 3 in this game just because they're home, and it's tough to play there. It really is. They're a good team. It's tough to beat a good team at home. But I think it's going to be a really good game. And I'll tell you why. I love the Ravens with a chip on their shoulder. This is where they play hard. They're a tough team. They always keep it close. This year, they have never been blown. They are a team that keeps it close. I do think the 49ers are a great team, more well-rounded team, absolutely, just because they're more consistent. Their offense is so consistent. Now, I will say, Kyle Shanahan, if you look, he has trouble with mobile quarterbacks. Lamar is very mobile, obviously, and that's going to make it tough. The whole MVP thing, I don't care that much about, so I'm just going to be very quick with it. I think it's a quarterback award, and if you're going by stats, which is a big thing now, Brock Purdy deserves it stat-wise. Now, if you're going by field test, I don't know who you pick, but since we're picking quarterbacks, I honestly don't care because it's all it is. Actually, Christian McCaffrey, honestly, should probably be your front runner right now if we're being democratic about it, being fair, which we're not. We're doing the thing. It's the best quarterback award. Let's be real. And I love Lamar. I'm just like stat wise, he just don't have it right now. And I mean I think if you watch him, he's made great plays, and he is the man. But it's even my biased Raven opinion, I can't do that because I'm just like it's stats matter too. I think it's gonna be a great game. Kyle Hamilton and the Ravens have a chip on their shoulder. It's gonna be real. It's gonna be closer than people think. I think the Ravens can win. I would probably go with the 49ers just because they're at home. But I don't think I think calling a Super Bowl preview is fair. But also you got to realize this isn't a neutral field, and this isn't what these teams are going to be in 4 or 5. They still got 4 or 5 weeks before, 6, 7 weeks before they'll ever meet. Okay, so it would be the Super Bowl, and a lot of other stuff has to happen. Who knows who's going to get hurt? We'll see then. But for right now, this is just a really good game to watch on Christmas. It's going to be fun to see where everyone's at. But I do agree with people. I don't think anyone's wrong. I think the 49ers have definitely looked smoother. There's no... Even the valleys they had this year, which they did have a 3-game losing streak, which I will say the Ravens have not done that. Their team, though, when all cylinders are rolling, they have been like this. It is always smooth. They never look at it like a hiccup in games. The Ravens do. They're kind of like rough. But that's been them forever. They're a rough team. They never look smooth. They're always just a tough guy. It ain't ever going to look smooth. That's the Ravens. So I think it'll be a good game, and I do think they have been the 2 best teams. I do. I think they've been the 2 best teams thus far. So it's been pretty impressive. Also, I just want to point out, like, someone brought this to my attention that there's like a theory going around that the colors of the background of like the Super Bowl logos, have picked the 2 teams the last 2 years. I saw that, and I mean, we got to face it, guys. The NFL's rigged. It's rigged, man. Especially if it's Ravens and 49ers. But all joking aside, I'm only kidding. I don't think it's rigged. Because there is no way you're getting actors to get concussions and Keaton Mitchell to rip his leg up. Which, by the way, God bless my man. I'm so sorry. That is one of my favorite players. You guys know that. I wanted to get his jersey. I never did. But it's real sad with him. But good news, only a torn ACL. Keaton, if you ever see this, buddy, big fan, come back, you'll be fine, buddy. Kick butt. But that's really all I need to talk about this week. Like I said, I would call the Rams a sleeper because they're getting their stuff together, As for the Bills, I wouldn't call them a sleeper. They're just a scary team, and if they make the playoffs, they're gonna be someone to reckon with. Okay. Browns, though, for me, are my sleeper. My two sleepers: Browns in the AFC, Rams in the NFC. I know the Browns are a fifth seed; they shouldn't really be a sleeper, and they've been pretty solid all year. But I'm saying, as far as the fact of injuries, they lost Nick Chubb and their starting quarterback. I just think with Joe, they're scary. It's just not a team you want to mess with because that defense is legit. They're my sleepers. Chiefs, they're the champs. You gotta knock them out before they're gone. And in the NFC side, it's really the 49ers for me right now because the Cowboys are just inconsistent. The 49ers, I do think they're being overhyped. It's like they're unbeatable. I don't think they're unbeatable. They've shown they can be beaten. I just think they're the most consistent NFC team. The Cowboys got to go on the road. They're meh. Plus their linebacking core are all small. It's a mess. Just run the ball. I think some teams forget to do that. The Eagles, they're a mess right now. They can get their stuff together. I don't know. Maybe they'll round out before the end of the year. We'll see. But the Ravens in the AFC side, I think, are the team to beat so far. Like they are a legit number one seed. Glad they clinched and at least get to watch some playoff football. They gotta hope injuries don't claim anyone really. But like Lamar's been hurt. Let's hope he can make it through the end of the season. Love Lamar, but injuries are just injuries. Look at all the quarterbacks got hurt. It's just a rough year for that. Hopefully he'll be fine. But and I hopefully will be fine. Now I cannot wait for this Christmas Day game. Christmas night, sorry. But everyone enjoy your holidays. Happy New Year. Enjoy the football. Do we have other games on Sunday and on Christmas Eve and Christmas? But this is the main. This is the one everyone wants to say. I understand that. So all respect to the 49ers. But I hope my Ravens win. That I am biased. Yeah. But everyone, like I said, happy holidays and a happy New Year. Okay. And as always, roll tide. Like and subscribe for more content. Love you guys. Bye.